Makhachev is so fucking good. He's so fucking good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch, submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a fucking monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them. And you could argue that he's dealing with a deeper talent pool. His weight class is, in my opinion, the most talent-rich weight pool in the sport. 155 pounds is filled with assassins. 205 pounds is not. 265 is definitely not. It's the giant difference.
There's been moments where we're in practice and I'm going with Khabib or Islam and I'm the big guy. So generally, a smaller guy gets on top of you. When you decide it's over, you just throw him off of you. Yep. No technique, no skills. You just literally grab him and you kind of throw him off of you. I'm grappling with Islam once and I try to throw him off of me, but he's still there. And so then I give him a little harder shove and he's still there. Next thing you know, I'm grappling at 100% because the dude's that strong. But again, I had never really grappled with him in that way, like at a decent pace. So I didn't recognize the strength when he was trying to keep me down.
It just shows the strength, but yet the technique that Islam has. And that is why he's probably the greatest pound-for-pound fighter in all of the sport. It's
one fighter that you just, I would imagine at your level, you can see that I can't see the magic. Like you can see behind the curtain. Like you can see what they're doing, right?
I'd say Islam. Islam's so fucking scary. I had a nightmare that I had to fight him. I woke up and I was like, oh God, thank God that was real. Because I would knock that motherfucker out.
Oh shit.
No,
you said it here first.
No, I actually woke up and I was like, oh fuck, I thought I was going to walk out and fight Islam.
You mean just because the way he can just grab on you and just
he's so well-rounded, just skilled as fuck. But I'd say Islam's probably like that next fucking.
But Makhachev's, I'm going to tell you, somebody was telling me, who do you think's a better wrestler? Was it Makhachev or was it Khabib? And I think Makhachev is a better grappler, honestly. I think
he's only getting better. And I tell people all the time that he's my most gifted out of all the people that I've ever trained, you know, and people don't understand. But I think maybe now people are starting to see what.
We got UFC 330. UFC 330, main event. Yeah. Islam Makhachev taking on Ian Garry. Can Ian Garry get it done?
Nah, I think he's getting choked to sleep. That's what at least I'm hoping for. I hope Makhachev goes in there, manhandles his ass, gets his neck, and says, man.
I think the odds, because of the style, favors Makhachev probably. Because of the the styles. I think Islam Makhachev have maybe more ways to win the fight. So if I'm just thinking rational, according to the odds, I think it favors Makhachev. But Ian Garry definitely has all the chance also on his side to do it. He's a very good striker. He's very long. He's a great grappler as well. But he need, I think, to find a way to keep the fight standing, and to use his style to his own advantage. But Islam Makhachev is, stylistically, is a freaking nightmare.
The hype train for UFC 330 is now fully rolling as many of the biggest figures in mixed martial arts have started discussing their predictions for the highly anticipated fight between Islam Makhachev and Ian Machado Garry. Joe Rogan's analysis of the styles, Conor McGregor's provocative statements, and the opinion of many other prominent fighters, everyone is excited about the match. Some people think that Garry will make a huge surprise, and some say that Islam is just better than everyone else. Here are some of the predictions by the biggest names in the sport.
Who do you think we have as the best UFC fighter of all time?
Me. It should be me.
And let's reveal our 8th spot, Islam Makhachev. Some might say the current best.
He's above Khabib. He is above Khabib. Finishes, body of work, both divisions. For sure he is.
But look, many of
still in it, still at it. Body of work. There's a little bit of people are impressionable. They're trying to get. There's a lot left in that boy. There's a lot left in that boy, and he should recognize that and keep going. I have him above both his teammates there in Cormier and thing.
Never lost though. He's never lost.
His first half of his work was fighting in his father's shows in the middle of nowhere in wherever they're from. He's like 12-0. The opponent he's fighting is 0-0. 0-0. This isn't boxing.
Do you think Ian Garry's got a shot here to win the belt? Yeah, definitely. He has a shot for sure. You know, even though he's a cuck and he sits in the corner of the room and watches his wife get dogged out by the nutritionist, he still has a shot. You know, there's no doubt about it. He's a long, lanky fighter. Islam's getting a little older. Who knows Islam's motivation anymore? You know, he wanted that big money matchup with Ilya, and now that matchup is gone and destroyed forever. So that matchup will never happen. So we just got to see what his motivation level is, you know, and you know he's going to be a lot smaller than Ian. So I mean, I think he inflicts his will, and you know he takes him down and makes it a boring fight. But you know, definitely Ian can win. He has paths to victory on the feet, but we'll have to see what type of evolution he has in his wrestling and jiu-jitsu game.
I got to go with Islam Makhachev. I mean, I can't pick against him. I feel like I could just see Ian Garry. I don't think Ian Garry gets destroyed. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. I do not believe that from everything I've seen. And maybe it's just different with Islam, but I do think Islam will win, but I think we'll walk away from it going, man, Ian Garry is really good. Like he is good. He is championship level, just not right now with Islam around. You know what I mean? Like Islam is just a one-of-one fighter. I really believe that. I mean, every time I kind of forget, I just go back and watch some like Islam title defenses. The Charles Oliveira fight when he won the belt, I just rewatched that today. Man, it's just I just know this guy is just another level. So, yeah, I think I could see a finish from Islam. I think if there's a finish, it is Islam Makhachev. It's not Ian Garry, but I feel like it's going to be like a 48-47 decision. Like he's going to have to go through some trickiness from Garry, but I think he's going to win because of his strength, because of his finishing ability. And I feel like his composure and his defense on the feet is good enough to not get.
In the ongoing discussion about UFC 330, Joe Rogan referenced Makhachev's most recent title defense to illustrate the reason behind why the champ is still getting underrated. Rogan explained that the main reason why some people say that the fighting style of Islam is dull is because they cannot realize the high degree of technique involved in it. For example, Rogan mentioned that in his recent fight, Islam was able to quickly nullify his opponent's attacking by landing dangerous leg kicks, and then took over the entire fight round by round, which did not leave much room for adaptation.
Just dominates at 170, like every round. People are saying it's boring, but listen, man, it's boring if you're a casual. The fact that he was able to do it every round, it was a little frustrating because you wanted Jack to try to adjust, but he couldn't, man. Islam shut his game down right away. He low kick front leg real quick, had him limping real quick. Like within the first round, he had hit it 3 or 4 times. Bad.
I imagine being Khabib. You know, just your proteges just coming in.
And Khabib's even better than him.
Right.
That's what's so crazy. That's how good those guys are. KOing people, man. It's different.
Yeah.
He's different. He's head kicking Volkanovski. It's like a different level of stand-up.
Yeah, Khabib said, you're going to be better than me.
Crazy.
Them Dagestani boys is here to stay.
You know what's crazy, dude? Bilal Muhammad, you know, who was the champ at welterweight, went down to Dagestan and trained with those guys. And he was like, I thought I trained hard. I really did. I thought I trained hard until I trained with them.
On the other hand, Carlos Prates also added his opinion on the much-anticipated title fight, where he stated that Gart has the ability to shock the world as he has the potential to beat Makhachev despite being an underdog in the fight. Prates talked about the great IQ of Garry in fight, his excellent striking, movement, and fight IQ that makes him dangerous for any opponent in the fight. However, Prates said that fighting Islam is one of the biggest challenges that one can face in MMA fight. The main weakness of Garry in the fight is that he wins fights because he outboxes his opponents rather than putting them down or knocking them out.
Carlos, looking at that fight, you look at Ian Garry and the way that he fights, he's very intelligent, and then you look at the pound for pound in Islam Makhachev. How do you see that fight going? Where do you see Ian potentially having success over Islam?
Of course, he's an underdog against Makhachev, but I truly believe he have a really good skills to beat Makhachev. You know, of course, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard fight. I think if he would the guy like knock people out a little bit more, he hurt a little bit more, would be like less hard to beat Makhachev, you know. He do a lot of points. He don't hurt people. He not. But I think he have a chance, really good chance, like real chance, you know, to to beat Makhachev, but it's gonna be a hard.
In contrast, John Jones, who is a former UFC champion himself, did not hesitate to bet on Makhachev retaining his title. For this prediction, Jones cited the superior wrestling abilities of Makhachev as his key point, saying that any fighter who possesses world-class grappling skills is extremely tough to defeat, particularly at the championship level. He added that once such wrestlers get a grip on their opponents, the game is usually all but over. Jones also complimented Makhachev for being one of the most well-rounded fighters of this generation, with world-class MMA talents.
John, please, one question for Russian MMA fans. Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. What do you think about this fight?
Oh, I'm going with Islam because he has a wrestling background, and it's hard to beat wrestlers. So Islam, he may just be one of the greatest fighters in the world right now. It's me and maybe him. So I encourage him to keep going.
Thank you so much.
However, not everybody is sure that Makhachev is going to get an easy evening. Former UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping pleaded with the fans not to underestimate Garry, noting that the fight is much closer than people think. While recognizing Islam's wrestling supremacy and his reasons for being the favorite, Bisping highlighted that Garry is a well-rounded MMA fighter who can trouble his opponent in multiple ways. Bisping also highlighted the fact that Garry has already shown himself to be a fighter capable of competing against the best fighters, and this title match could become a lot harder for Islam than people expect.
And I'm telling you right now, this fight for Islam Makhachev may be a lot harder than what people think. Given all of the accolades that Islam Makhachev has, it's easy to just dismiss Ian Garry and say, listen, he's got to just run right through him. Okay, you could send him to Dagestan or Georgia for 20 years and still forget all about it.
Send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
Okay, because Islam Makhachev is the GOAT. He's going to take him down. The man's Irish. They don't wrestle in Ireland, for crying out loud. Well, guess what? He's a well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's 17-1. He had a very, very close fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov. Ended the fight threatening the rear naked choke. He beat the former champion, Belal Muhammad, that wrestled the life out of Leon Edwards, okay? So this is a real fight. Before you start to think that this is just going to be one-way traffic, I'm telling you, this is going to be a lot.
The belief in Garry is shared by MMA Guru as well, despite the fact that the former stated that betting against Makhachev was risky because of the dominance level of the champion at this moment. Nonetheless, Guru believes that Garry has a unique style that might give the champion problems. According to Guru, his speed, movement, ability to control the distance, and overall defensive game might confuse Islam and hinder his ability to utilize his usual kicks from outside of the striking range. Moreover, in contrast to JDM, Garry will provide the champion with an entirely different problem to solve.
And I just know, because this is how it always fucking works, dude. I just know that the second I start picking the underdogs, all of a sudden, Makhachev just fucking dominant. How could you pick Ian Garry? Like we ain't seen the recent events that we've seen. I'm going to go with Ian Garry, dude. I think he's going to be too elusive on the feet. I don't think Makhachev's going to be able to kick at range against him and do that effectively. And I think it's big danger for Makhachev on the feet, man. At range... Listen, against JDM, JDM's the same size as Makhachev. Maybe a slight bit taller than him, but they're about the same frame, same size. Makhachev went to the legs of JDM, you know, knowing that he was going to have that stance. And we've seen that, you know, JDM's low kick defense isn't what it's all cracked up to be. So that was kind of like a, you know, in hindsight now we know. When it comes to Makhachev against...
It's not just MMA Guru that recognizes Garry as an impending threat. Even former UFC bantamweight champion Sean O'Malley recognizes the possibility of this up-and-coming Irish contender taking the rest of the world by surprise. Although everyone expects Makhachev to steamroll through the challenger, O'Malley claims that Garry's physical attributes will make for a far more challenging matchup than people think. Height, reach, movement, and Garry's sheer confidence were the aspects cited by O'Malley as the ones that will potentially give the champion a hard time. O'Malley was even quick to point out how Khabib himself recognized Garry's stature and athleticism as being unique threats.
Max. Let's go. That's going to be sick. We got some fun fights coming up. Ian versus Islam. Me and Goo were just talking. We're like, dude, I think Ian gets it done. I think Ian's
just the way shit's been going?
Not just the way shit's been going, but I think Ian's that fucking good. He's so big, he's so long, and he's so confident. And then Khabib came out and said, hey, Ian's a hard matchup for us. He's long, he moves well, he moves a lot. He's not going to go in there and get single leg easy dumped. He's going to fucking scoot back, he's going to throw, and it's going to be a difficult fight. I'm excited. I'm actually Russia or Dagestan versus Ireland. This is an epic fuck.
That opinion is shared by Brendan Schaub, who also sees a realistic path to victory for the Irish contender, although he doesn't expect him to get a finish. Instead, Schaub believes Garry's height, reach, composure, and high fight IQ could allow him to stick to a disciplined game plan over 5 rounds and edge out a decision. He argued that if Garry can stay out of dangerous positions and consistently score points, he has a genuine chance of pulling off the upset. Schaub also admitted he's hoping Garry wins, believing a more active champion would bring fresh excitement to the welterweight division. Not everyone, however, is giving Garry a realistic chance. Sean Brady believes Makhachev will ultimately prove too much for the challenger, despite Garry's physical advantages. Brady admitted Garry's height could present a few problems early on, as he'll be one of the tallest opponents Islam has faced. Still, he argued that Garry lacks the strength and knockout power of the bigger welterweights, making it difficult to stop the champion from closing the distance. Brady also noted that Garry's reach isn't exceptional for his frame, which he believes works in Islam's favor. As a result, he expects the champion to take control on the ground and finish the fight by submission. Sean Brady isn't the only analyst offering a unique perspective on the matchup. Din Thomas believes Garry's confidence is rooted in the fact that he possesses the right tools to challenge Makhachev. Thomas highlighted Garry's length, fight IQ, and analytical approach as key advantages heading into the title fight. He explained that while Islam has dominated elite opponents, there is now plenty of footage available to study what has and hasn't worked against the champion. According to Thomas, Garry's ability to adapt, stay composed under pressure, and stick to a smart game plan could create far more problems for Islam than many people are expecting. While several analysts have backed Garry to make things interesting, Bedtime MMA still sees Makhachev leaving UFC 330 with the belt. He expects Garry to prove he's a legitimate championship caliber fighter and believes the challenger will make Islam work far harder than many are predicting. Even so, Bedtime MMA feels Islam's combination of elite grappling, physical strength, finishing ability, and composure gives him the edge over 5 rounds. He described the champion as a rare talent who continues to separate himself every time he competes, predicting a competitive fight that could either end with a late Islam finish or a hard-fought decision in the champion's favor. So, who are you backing at UFC 330, Islam Makhachev or Ian Machado Garry? Do you think the champion continues his dominant run, or is Garry about to pull off one of the biggest upsets in recent UFC history? Let us know your prediction in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more MMA news and fight coverage.